Hi, welcome to another video at BooksGenie.ai. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create children's storybooks in no time. Let's get started. The first thing we need is a project. So let's go ahead and create one by going to this button here, create new project, and click on it. Then we have this dialog. So we can either choose one of the pre-configured settings from these ones, or you can always go to the custom project and then you can customize all the KDP options. In my case, I'm just going to create a custom project right now, and I'm going to call this one as my storybook. Then we click next and choose the type of the cover. I'm going to go with paperback here, but you can always choose hardcover if you are going for something premium. And the cover finish, I'm going to switch to glossy, but you can choose either one. Then click on next. For the size, I'm going to create like a square format, like 8.5 by 8.5 inches. I'm just gonna go ahead and select this one. And then for the interiors, since this is picture kind of storybook, we need to have colors. So I'm gonna choose standard color ink and white paper, but you can also go for the premium color ink and white paper. Maybe let's go with this one. Be mindful what you are choosing here, because this also adds to your production costs. So your margin will probably be lower if you choose this one. But again, this is high quality. And if you are aiming for a premium feel and look, then probably this is the best option we can do. For the number of pages, I will leave it at 25, but depends on the story that you would like to have. 25 seems like a good number, so I'm just gonna go and click next. This is just a review of all the options that we selected. Once you're happy with them, you just click on Create Project. The project that we just created will open up in the book editor, as you can see here. And now, how to create this storybook. It's as simple as going to the AI magic here, and then you can see that we have a storybook tool. So you just click on that, then this dialog opens up. So the first thing we need to do is actually provide the AI with our idea, right? So for example, a lost rabbit trying to find its way home. I think I'm just gonna use that one for the sake of this demo, but you can be more creative, you know, like you would have done your research and you know what you are looking for. Just tell the AI what you want and describe your idea, because then we will get an outline, as you can see. All right, so I'm gonna just do a lost rabbit who is trying to find its way home. The number of pages that you would like, for the sake of demo, just to not wait too much, I'm just going to reduce this one to 5, but obviously for a real story you probably need more pages. And then this is also the age range, so which are your audience. So you can choose from 4 to 8, and then 9 to 15, and then 16 plus, right? Because this will basically change the storytelling and also the way the story is being told. So I'm just going to keep it for like this small children here. You can also choose a language depending on what you would like. Depending on your audience, you can actually select a language here. And then we have different kind of style for the art that we are going to generate. So we have different ones. I think I'm just going to go with the watercolor and see what we get there. Or maybe I'm gonna go with anime actually. And then I'm just going to go and click next. Now the AI is going to generate an outline for our story. And this can take some moment here, so just be patient. And here it is, our story. So at this stage, you can actually review the story, and if you are happy with it, you can go ahead and continue. Otherwise, you can always go back, edit your prompt, and then make some changes and try again. For the sake of this demo, I'm not gonna do any changes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and generate the images. So when we click next, we are going to generate our images automatically. This can take actually few minutes to hours even, depending on how busy the system are, but you don't have to wait for all the images to get generated. In fact, you can actually exit this process, and then once the images are generated, you will receive a notification telling you that, okay, your images are ready, and then you can just come back and continue working on your project. For example, if I exit this one right now, I just click here, you can see that you have this story creation in progress, right? So I can even exit the whole editor from here. Now I'm back to this one, and then when I open my Storybook again, just clicking on it, you can see that this button is still here, and you can click on it, and you are basically brought to where we were, and you can continue. So again, because image generation can take some time, you don't really have to wait for it. You can just exit and then come back once you receive notification that your images are ready. If you are happy with the images, you can always click on next. If not, you can always regenerate the image. You can ask the AI to reimagine this picture. As you can see, I'm happy with what I've got here so far. So I'm just going to go ahead and click next. Next step is actually the layout, how you would like this book to be laid out. So we have two options. You have a split where basically the illustration is on one page and then the text is on the opposite page. You can also have this option where the text and the image are overlapping, right? And the text is actually at the top. And then the other option is similar to this one, but the text is going to be at the bottom, right? So depending on what you are going after, you can choose this one or this one. Just gonna go with the one that is selected here. So I'm just going to go and click on next. By default, it will automatically select the pages, like the first 5 pages. The reason we selected 5 is because we have 5 illustrations, and that's why it automatically selects these ones. If we chose, for example, the previous one, which was the split, then you will need double of the pages, because one page is for the illustration, another page is for the text, right? Here, I don't really want to do that because I would like to have, let's say, the first page as for the title. I would like to leave this one as a blank, and then from here, I'm just going to select like 5 pages. And once you select the correct number of pages, you can see that this button gets activated, and then you can just click on generate. Here, you can just wait for the project to finish, and as you can see, we have our pages generated and laid out perfectly. I'm just gonna hide the pages by clicking here just to have a better view. And as you can see, this is our first story page, 4th page here, and then also the 5th page. So everything is actually laid out perfectly. You can always edit, modify, change the images as you want. You can also edit the text, change the font, and so on. So go ahead and play around with the different options you get. You can also design your own layout, right? You don't have to stick to the existing ones, but you can also be creative and design your pages however you want them to. So that's pretty much how you can generate a story using BooksGenie.ai. As I mentioned, I didn't generate all the pages. I just stick to a story that is like 5 pages long, but maybe for a good story it could probably be like 24 pages, 32 pages is actually a good number for children's stories. Now that our interior is completed, what we can do is actually work on the cover. So we can always select the cover here and then start editing the cover. You can ask the AI to generate an image for you that you can use for the cover by going to the images here and then click on view generated images and just provide a prompt to generate an image that you can use for your cover. For the sake of this demo, I'm just gonna use something that already exists inside, right? So I'm just gonna do copy this one here. I will maybe just make sure that it is fitting around. All right. And then this is basically the front cover, right? And this side is the back cover. So what we can do here, probably change the color here to be something nicer instead of just white. Maybe we can take something from the forest, maybe this green. yeah, that's something we can go with. And then what you can do as well is probably just add some copyright notice here. So I'm just going to go to the text, choose the AI Magic Writer, and ask the AI to write a copyright note for me. So I'm just going to do write a copyright notice for children storybook. As simple as that. Click on generate, and then the AI will come up with something. If you are happy with what you got here, you can always click on use content. Otherwise, you can click on this button to edit your prompt so that you get different result. In my case, I'm just going to choose whatever I got there and click use content. It will automatically add it to the currently selected page. In this case, it's actually the cover, which is great. And then I'm just going to put it here. This location, change the alignment to be left aligned, and maybe just edit the stuff here, 2025, and then put your publishing name here. I'm just gonna do kids publishing. Yeah, but here you can choose your publishing name. We can also change the color here, so I'm probably gonna go with this green here. And then you can also change the font size if you are, if you want to. I think 14 is quite good. Then you can also change the font to something you are interested in. Maybe I'm gonna use Poppin here. That's pretty cool. And maybe what you can do as well is probably just go ahead and add some images from the story here, so that the customer can actually see what's inside the book, because this is like the back of the book. So we can just go ahead and do that here from images. Maybe do something like this. Just click on this image to add it, and then you can just resize it to something like that, right? Do something similar. Let's do this one as well. Maybe I'll just try to add like 4 of them. Yeah, this is something I already added, so I'm just gonna delete this one, and maybe we can add this one here. All right, let's do. So now resize it so that it looks nice. This one, as you can see, we have this white line here, so we can easily get rid of it by doing a crop here. So I'm just gonna crop this one to not have that white, and then click on apply. And as you can see, we got rid of that white line that we had there. Maybe I will just stick to 3. Sure they are the same kind of size. And then what you can do as well is basically select all of them, go to position, and then make sure they are all aligned. And then what you can do as well is just make sure that they have the same spacing between them by clicking on the horizontal distribution. And that's pretty much it. So now we have our cover that looks pretty good. One thing we need to do as well is add a title. So we can always go to the text here and add a title. The AI actually generated the title. I just didn't remember what it is, but maybe we can just put here your story title here, just for the sake of this demo. And to make this visible, what we can do is maybe add some background. So we go to the shape here, click on this one. I will make the color similar to my background. And then I will add some opacity here. Then maybe I can just bring this one down. I'm gonna do right click. And I'm going to just send backward so that the text is on top of my cover. And for the text, we can change the color. Maybe let's try with this green here. Yeah, it looks nice. Maybe you can also change the font to this one, for example, and just increase the size. It's not quite readable, I think, for children, but we can always change it to something like this. Just decrease the font size. You get the idea. You can always be creative here and just design your page to look nice, and you can choose whatever font actually works for you. So this is pretty much our simple cover, but looks beautiful still. And that's how you can create a storybook using BooksGenie.ai. The last thing we need to do is, yeah, you can always add a title here as well. So the easiest way to do it is just clicking on the title and put your title here to have this page. And then once you are happy with the interior and the cover, what we can do now is actually export our book. So this is the export button. You can just click on export. This will take some time depending on how busy our systems are, so just be patient. Once that's done, you can actually download the book. So you just click on download book here. I will save it and open it. So this is the book once exported. As you can see, you can click on the cover, and this is our nice cover, exactly as we wanted it. It looks pretty nice, actually. I like the green color. It actually fits with the theme where we have a forest and all. So it's looking great. And then the interior, you can click on it and you can see that our title is here. And then we also have our images and illustrations pretty well formatted. So that's how simple it is to create children's storybooks using BooksGenie.ai. I hope this video was useful. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.